I'm here with head coach Kevin Gilmartin. Kevin, the team pulled out a pretty gritty win on Saturday with a season-high 4 interceptions, all in the second half. Did the defense make any adjustments coming out of halftime to help get that win?
Actually, they did get 4 interceptions in the second half, but at the same time, they gave up more yards in the second half. They actually held the team, to only, I think, 160 yards in the first half, and then gave up a little bit more in the second half. But basically, at halftime, when we got together, we said, how are we doing? Are we doing what we're doing? And the thought process was going into that game was that they have a freshman quarterback who's very good. Kid's going to end up probably breaking every conference record, going because he's that good. But at the same time, we've said we're going to keep mixing it up, changing it up on him, and hopefully get to him, and make him make some mistakes. And he started to make some mistakes, and we started to make some plays, and that's how we got those 4 interceptions. But we didn't really make many change-ups, just little tweaks here and there. But at the same time, we just kept doing what we were doing.
Speaking of his defense, the team had some pretty phenomenal plays from the linebackers and defensive backs. How have these two groups of players really come along this season?
Right. I mean, our defense backfield, Josh Burnett, Troy Smith, Frankie Musco, and Phil Terrio, that is a great group. I think like Josh Burnett is leading the team in tackles. He's also got 3 interceptions now. Between the 4 of them, they have 20 pass breakups. Teams have got to be afraid to throw it. They're going into games saying, I can't throw it at Phil Terrio. Who am I going to go after then? And so that's one of the things that's making it very difficult. Our pass defense is, I think, 29th in the country, and that's with a 1AA stat in there as well. So it should be a lot lower. And then defensively overall, I think we're 22 in the country. Same thing. If we were just counting our Division III teams, we'd be even better than that. So our defensive backfield is great, and at the same time, our linebackers. Danny Ives, he led the team in tackles this week with 13 tackles. Eric Klein, break it down. Eric Klein had a 92-yard interception return for a touchdown, all because Matt Conroy blitzed, hit the quarterback, ball floated up in the air. Klein intercepts it and is running down the sidelines, rumbling, tumbling, stumbling style. It's taken him, I don't know how long it took. I think at one point in time I saw somebody walking in the background, passing him, that was off the field, but at the same time, he found a way to get into the end zone. It was an exciting play, and those guys are great, and that's the difference between the game.
The game on Saturday has become the conference championship game this season. At the beginning of the season, was there an expectation for you and your coaching staff to be playing for this conference title?
I think every team in the country is going into the games. They're going into the start of the season saying, this is our year. This is where we're going to make it happen. And we were absolutely thinking that. We're losing a lot of guys. We're losing coaches. But at the same time, we're going to try and do what we can to get there. If you would have told us before the season that we're going to lose, Floyd Schaefer for multiple games, Dakota Cowell for multiple games, Jimmy D for most of the season, Matt DiGiacomo for most of the season. Basically our entire offensive line. I would have said we're going to go over. But instead, guys have stepped up, and here we are getting back to the conference championship. So let's hopefully we can do that.
The team has overcome a lot of adversity on the field and still managed to play at a very high level. What do you attribute to the team responding as they have?
Yeah, like we just talked about with the offensive line, constantly shuffling those guys. But at the same time, the overall team, proves that, it's about effort and heart. Sometimes talent is never enough, but the heart and the effort is the difference. You look at that Eric Klein interception return for a touchdown was 92 yards. But going into that, Coast Guard had the ball on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Took them, I think they ran the ball, so all of a sudden it's second and 1 on the 11. Our defense has their back up against the wall. They'd throw an incomplete pass. They get the first down. Now it's 1st and goal on the 9. It takes them 3 downs. And now all of a sudden on 4th down, they throw a pass, also incomplete, and then comes in the flag, so we get the pass interference. So now, 7 plays have happened where their backs are up against the wall, and now it's 1st and goal on the 2. A lot of teams crumble at that point in time, but instead, Coast Guard runs an option out to the outside, and we shut it down. So now it's the 9th play inside the 20 where their back's up against the wall. And at that point in time, Matt Conroy makes the play on the quarterback, and Eric Klein goes down the sidelines. And that's a team that has heart and effort, and that's something that, our Newport fans were going crazy, and they saw the heart and effort of that team on that play. And hopefully, we can show that, on Saturday, that we will rise to challenges and see what happens.
You led this team to the conference championship game in your first season as a head coach. What's it like for you going into this game as the head coach?
It is what it is. We came into the game came into the season saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. And it's been exciting, been a great run, and it's just another regular season game. Now, it does determine who's going to win the conference, but it's a regular season game, and hopefully we're going to come out on top.
All right, well, thank you, Coach, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Justin Johnson and John Gaffney. Guys, thanks for joining me today. We heard a little bit earlier from Coach about the offensive line overcoming a lot of adversity on the field this season. How have you guys handled the shuffling of positions and constant changes?
Well, I mean, since day one, Coach has always told us that if there was an injury, the next guy up would have to step up, and I think that's pretty much what we've done this year. We're all ready to play, and everyone comes to play, and I think that really helped us.
John, you moved over from the defensive line to the O-line this year. How have you handled your transition?
Well, the transition has been really smooth. I mean, I have the coaches and my fellow offensive linemen to thank for that. They really welcomed me with open arms, and it's just made it really easy for me between having them, keep me after practice or doing an extra meeting here and there, just to get the schemes down and everything, make sure that, I'm in the right spot and doing the right thing. So it's been great.
And you've last couple games started as center. How has that change been, and how have you adjusted to that position?
It's center's definitely a little different than guard, and having Floyd in there all year, he's our fearless leader. You never thought he would go down. Shout out to Big Cage, love you, man. But it stinks that he went down, but it's just one of those situations where you got to go in there and step it up. And, I think the past few weeks I've really gotten used to it and been more comfortable. So keep rolling.
This offensive line has helped the team put up some pretty impressive numbers and records this year. What's it like for you guys to be a part of an O-line that's playing so well?
It's really an honor, I mean, we got a great group of guys up front. We all get along. We know what each other's doing. So being on the same page really helps with that.
The team's playing for the conference championship this weekend. How are you guys feeling going to Saturday's game?
It's a weird feeling being back there. We've been working hard all year to get there, and it's great to be back. But I think we all have that memory of last year of losing to Framingham. Coming up short was really tough, and we really want to get it this year for the seniors because that was really tough last year, seeing them go out with a loss. So I think that's our main focus, is just trying to get it done for them.
Awesome. And what have been your favorite moments of the season so far?
Mine would have to be when we beat MIT at home, for homecoming. It was great because last year that was a big loss for us going into MIT playing up in Boston. And, just have all the kids last year, all the seniors last year there at that game supporting us. To do it for them was really nice.
I would have to say probably after our 6 a.m.s on Wednesdays. I know, yeah. It's that first part of the week is really tough. Especially for me. I have all my classes, my hard classes, first half of the week. And once you get that last 6 a.m. over, it's kind of time to wind down and smooth sailing up until the game. So it's a good feeling.
Well, great, guys. Thank you for joining me, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.